Hi Danielle. Hi Scott.
Jess.
Hi Jess.
Guys, I am Jess. This is Danielle and Scott, as you've just heard me say. We're going to be talking to these two today about their businesses and how they work together. So for anyone who maybe doesn't know who you guys are, do you want to quickly introduce yourself? Tell us what your roles are at Fitness Enhancement.
Sure. I'm Scott Hunt. I'm the guy who started Fitness Enhancement about 20 or so years ago. Had my own business forever, of course, and then basically I know often the best person is someone who's actually invested in their own success. So we franchised about 6 or so years ago, and now we have lots of awesome franchisees like Danielle putting in practice our tried and proven system, I guess, and growing and expanding around the country that way.
Perfect. And so we've, spoiler alert, we've already told you what Danielle does, but tell us again, Danielle, what do you do with Fitness Enhancement?
Yep, so I'm one of the amazing franchisees that is working with Fitness Enhancement. So it is my own business and everything as well. And I've got trainers that work for me and everything too.
Now, how many trainers do you have working for you?
I have 12 trainers working for me.
12 trainers. That's amazing. So for anyone who might not realize, most people when they first start a franchise, so Scott, most people when they start out, it's just one-man show, right?
Pretty much. That was me as well. I was 19 years old, going back a few years there. One-man show, and very, very slowly build up to a bigger business with staff. So these guys can do it a lot faster by not making all the mistakes I made, because I tell them what mistakes not to make.
How long did it take you to get to 12, do you reckon?
Oh, jeez. Well, this is back last century. No, it was,
back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth.
About 6 or 8 years, I think. I had my studio by the time I got to 12 trainers. About 6 or 8 years.
Awesome. So with all your knowledge and your input, Danielle's been able to kind of halve that time and get up to 12 trainers in
within
4 years.
Yeah, and I think I aged about 20 years in that 6 or 8 years too doing it. So
and you still look fresh as a daisy. So good news.
Yeah. That's part of it. It's about reducing the stress of doing it as well, because I love it. I love doing it. I love building the business, but it does take its toll if you're putting everything you can into it 24/7.
Yeah, there has to be that work-life balance, doesn't there?
That's it.
So the point of our chat is kind of about you guys and how you work together, what the relationship's like between franchisor and franchisee. So who wants to kick off this discussion? How about we start with Danielle? What's it like working with Scott? You can be honest.
Honestly, it's actually really great. Like, I really like Scott. He's very friendly, down to earth, very easy to talk to. He gives advice all the time. Helps me out with anything that I need. Like, I love working alongside Scott. It's fantastic.
And I noticed that you said alongside, so you're not working for Scott.
No, so Scott's not my boss. I'm my own boss. I'm a franchiser, so, I'm my own boss, but Scott's just there to help me out if I need it.
Awesome. And what about you, Scott? What do you feel like your relationship is like with franchisees like Danielle?
Yeah, it's pretty much like that. We work together as a team, basically. It's that funny sort of dynamic where it's sort of like, I see in many ways Danielle and other franchisees, they're my customers, just like my personal training clients. I'm a franchisee as well. I practice what I preach. But our clients, we all know, are our customers. Our job is to keep our customers happy and make them successful in achieving their goals. I see the franchising as Danielle's my customer. It's got the legal term of franchise, because legally it has to, but that's really all it is, that business relationship of going. She's paying us to make her successful, and we only make money if we make her successful, and it's a win-win situation, and that's how any franchise system should be. Not everything out there is like that in other industries. It's a very broad term, franchise, but that's how I see it. It's a teamwork partnership, basically. And clearly we get that with people like Danielle. Because
I think a lot of people might think, like, if you buy a franchise and then you're working for the boss, but that's not really the case.
Yeah, look, it depends on the system. There's over 2,000 franchise systems around Australia.
Wow.
People think McDonald's and Jim's Mowing when they hear franchise, but there's, again, 2,000 systems most people have never heard of. A lot of people just think Danielle's just her own PT business, and that's it. There's a lot of other systems out there that are completely different. There's a good and a bad, just like everything. But the way we run our system is going, Danielle's an awesome trainer. She was an awesome trainer before we met her. There's no issues with that. But building a really good, successful business, it takes a whole lot more than just being an awesome trainer. It takes all those other different things, and some of it's just a team effort. It's the amount of things I could not do even when I had 5 or 6 trainers working for me, I didn't have the resources or the knowledge or the money to actually invest in building my business properly, whereas Danielle does, because she gets it from us, because we've been there and done that.
Yeah. And so, in terms of like what's the protections in place, so when you buy a franchise, you get pretty well protected by this thing called the franchise agreement, right?
Yeah, that's there to protect both parties basically, and that's a mandatory legal document. It's whether we like it or not, there has to be a franchise agreement. It has to be under the franchise code. It has to be a disclosure document which discloses any horrible things about the franchisor and different things like that. And that basically has to be there, saying who does what. It's almost a little bit like a prenup type thing, where it's like, it's a legal document.
Everybody.
Yeah, it protects everyone. But at
So
the end
you're
of
not
the
going
day,
to divorce him and take half his money?
No.
That's good. That's
but
good.
at the end of the day, just like if someone's got a prenup or something, if you have to pull out that piece of paper and read through it and quote it, you've probably already got serious problems. What it should be, as is the case with Danielle and us, is neither of us have ever had to quote the franchise agreement to each other, because she knows what her role is, we know what our role is, and we each just do a great job with it, and surprise, surprise, we get great results out of that.
Awesome. So in terms of like what you have to do, does Scott, for example, tell you you must do this, you have to do these things? Is that kind of how it works, or?
No, so definitely not. He doesn't tell me I have to particularly do anything. He gives us advice on what will work and what won't work, and it's up to us whether we take his advice or not. But, obviously we do want to take his advice. He knows what is going to work. So you want to take that advice and then use it in your business to be successful.
As evidenced by the fact that you have now got 12 clients, so
Yeah.
you've got this booming
Trainers.
business.
Trainers, yeah.
More than 12
Clients. But our
Yeah.
trainers are like our clients, right?
Yes, that's it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, clients, gosh. Okay. So what would you say is like the best thing that you've gained from this relationship?
Yep, just having him there as support and everything as well. And, it can be sort of a bit of a friendship and everything too. And it's just, yeah. good
Have there
support.
been any struggles? Is there anything that you guys maybe disagreed on, or that you had a hard time with, like in the beginning, that you've overcome, or has it just been smooth sailing?
No, I think we've had a pretty good relationship throughout the whole time.
Yeah, I think
Perfect
it's been extremely smooth as Danielle, which is why she's got 12 trainers and a number of clients and profit to actually show that. But as far as in the whole team, like it's a whole team effort. We include Jess here too, right? So it's a whole head office team. So there's half a dozen of us who have collectively got 50 or so years of experience, all working together. So there's areas that Danielle will get help from Jess or one of the other people as well, rather than me. And sometimes those people are better suited to give that advice, even though they're working for the company versus being the boss. It's whoever's most suited. It's that whole team package, just like any team sport. It's a team, and different people have their different strength. It's getting everyone together to have that. So it's been super smooth sailing with Danielle, but probably the most common things that come up are things, just as Danielle said, we'll give advice, and she doesn't have to take it. I would say you're very silly sometimes if you don't, but
Very
but
politely.
exactly. But that's fine, because there's different ways of achieving success. It's a little bit like anyone, if you're a personal trainer watching this with your clients, you're going to give that advice to the client because you've been there, done that, and they're hiring you for that advice. And surprise, surprise, the client does what you, the trainer, recommends, and uses a little bit of their own common sense to sometimes go above and beyond what you say, such as what Danielle does. That client's going to get awesome results. If that client goes, no, I don't really actually think I need to eat that right food, or I can skip that workout, it doesn't really matter, it's not going to affect my results. Of course it is. It's the same with business. It's a very similar role like that, except the difference is you guys are PTs, you get paid whether your client's typically successful or not, whereas for us we only make money if Danielle's very successful, basically.
So you're invested in her success.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a
so
very
want her
fair
to
deal.
succeed.
And that's the difference with different franchise
Exactly.
systems too. It's a very transparent system though. We have that. We cannot make money out of it. Sorry, Danielle, we love you, but we do want to make money here.
Yeah.
We cannot make money out of this relationship if you're not successful, basically. Not to mention just the self-satisfaction of, this business I've had for 20 years. We want people looking after and building it with the same passion. And if your view is a bit different and you've implemented some things that haven't necessarily said, you must do this, and you just use your own common sense to do it, and that's awesome. Go for it. It's your business. But as long as you're getting clients, you're successful, and you're making everyone look good, then why do we need to tell you what to do?
And so different franchisees kind of want different things. Danielle, you're someone who self-proclaimed, you're very driven, you always want to strive for more, you ultimately want to build up to a studio, but some other franchisees are happy to sort of to stay just at a comfortable level for them, maybe 1 or 2 staff, or just earning enough to stay comfortable, and that's okay too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's why Danny and I get along well, because we're very aligned with that same sort of vision.
Driven.
But having said that, we've got some franchisees, they don't want to have staff. They don't want to grow that much. They want to make a full-time living and just not really work full-time. And that's their goal. That's totally fine. Everyone's got different goals and different ambitions. As long as you're achieving your goals, then that's the main thing here.
Awesome. Okay, well, that was very enlightening. Thanks for sharing your experience and your relationship, guys, and I look forward to it continuing, and let's come back again when Danielle's got that studio up and running, hey?
We will.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, see ya.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.